Is there a certain bedrock principle, though, among some Republicans that seems to be on steroids, and that is there's this sort of fear of institutions, fear of sort of government, and this sort of gets magnified by folks like Mark Levin who are playing into that and saying, well, it's not just sort of the normal Republican fear, but, oh, by the way, it's playing out in a big way based on what President Obama is trying to do with guns.
There's a deep American cultural commitment to the idea, I take care of my own homestead. When the sheriff's away, when the cattle rustlers come into town, I pick up my shotgun. I defend my hearth and my kin, and that is a profound feeling. And it's held by lots of people of lots of different points of view, and it's been ratified by the Supreme Court in the Heller case, which, by the way, was initiated by a gay rights group that found D.C. is a much more law-abiding place now than it was 10 years ago, but there was a period when there were organized groups to teach gay people in Washington, D.C. how to use firearms so they could walk the streets in safety in places in newly developing neighborhoods. It's a deep American core commitment. That does not mean you need to have a semi-automatic military-style rifle hanging over your bed.
Where do you see the gun control debate going in Congress? How much power do you think the National Rifle Association will have? Where do you see conservatives coming out on this?
I think the NRA is going to have a lot of power because they are here in many ways in line with American public opinion. And one of the things I think that has happened that is unfortunate is this initiative has become very much the president's initiative. It's going to have a little political science case study about the dangers of having the president try to lead a social movement because he builds up his own opposition. We're going to get big change in the law when we get the gun equivalent of Mothers Against Drunk Driving. People outside the political system who are not interested really in any other issue than this, and who understand that the issue is not just homicide, but suicide and accident, which are even bigger public safety risks than gun murder.
Isn't that, though, why, I mean, perhaps it's a good thing that the president's so invested, because he's essentially activating the remnants of his presidential campaign and making the call to have all of his activists, everybody who went door to door, to make this very much of a grassroots effort. And he said repeatedly during his speech over the past week that this has to be greater than him, greater than what happens in Washington. It really takes every quarter of our country being involved in this, and even members of the National Rifle Association recognizing that there are reasonable things that can be done.
Well, maybe. But I think that the tendency has been, and we've seen this over the last decade, and it's gotten stronger in the bad economic year since 2007, that whenever a president proposes something, even if the people in the other party oppose it, then come to oppose it, even if previously they had supported it, because the president becomes, because of TV, such an intimate figure in our lives, and whether you like him or not like him, you then change your reactions to the things that come out of his mouth. So we'll see. But my guess is I'm quite pessimistic about legislative change on guns, especially on the single most important thing we need, which is not the ban on high-capacity magazines, although that would be welcome, but a better system of background checks to make sure that guns are not in the hands of people with, for example, records of domestic violence.
David, it's always a pleasure talking with you. David Frum, he's a correspondent. He's a contributor for Newsweek, Daily Beast, contributor on CNN. David, thanks so much for being part of Take Action News. We appreciate you being part of the program.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Interesting conversation there. And, folks, look, we've talked about it before. Regardless of what your viewpoint is on the gun debate, this is, and regardless of whether you think it's wise politics or not, I disagree with David about whether it was wise for President Obama to get involved the way he did. I think it's helpful for the president to lead and to be all in. But this is one of these times where you have an opportunity to take action by talking to your member of Congress. There's a Pop Vox widget on our website, takeactionnews.com. Go to Pop Vox. All of the legislation that gets introduced, it will go. There's an opportunity for you to weigh in with your member of Congress, for them to know that you are a constituent of theirs. That's you can have real power and influence of your member of Congress, because when they find that 65-70% of you feel a particular way about an issue, that tends to have a huge impact. More Take Action News on We Act Radio and Take Action News TV and all of our various platforms when the program continues.